right. Greetings, salutations, everybody. Dave Duford here. I'm doing it live with Mr. Luis Moreno. I'm actually here at his office in San Antonio. It's been a pleasure to visit. And today we are doing our marketing seminar for Medicare, specifically what's working now in the Medicare marketing world. We have a fun hour-ish, give or take, long seminar involving not just myself and Luis, but also Mr. Oscar Gonzalez of Scale My Social, and then Alex Branning of Agent CRM. So what are we going to cover today? Specifically, exactly what the topic is. We're going to talk about what is working now in the Medicare space. So if you're looking to sell Medicare during annual election period, or perhaps you're already selling Medicare and you're wondering, how can I get prospects? How can I get people who are interested in working with us or working with you on the Medicare side? And this video is definitely for you. So with that said, I'd like to do just some brief introduction, guys. So if anybody here hasn't met, you guys out there, I'll start first, then we'll go with Luis, Oscar, and then Alex, and then we're going to jump right in. By the way, before we do introductions, we have some questions we're going to ask just to kind of get the feel of how everybody feels about marketing, what's working, what you guys can use from what we're going to teach you. But we want to open this up to your questions too. So understand that if you guys have questions, post them in the chat. This is an interactive webinar to answer your questions. So please don't hold back. I'm going to kind of moderate those questions and ask them along the way. We do have some prepared questions, but understand, ask your questions. This is about you and helping you. Of course, my name is David Duford. I own the Dig Agency. I specialize in the final expense market, specifically telesales. On the free lead side, that's where we do the bulk of our business. But as you guys know, been around long enough, we've done a bunch on the Medicare side over the years. That's how I have a relationship with Mr. Luis Moreno. I like doing Medicare trainings just because, especially this time of year, it's very applicable, as many of you out there are out there hustling in the Medicare world. So Luis, why don't you do a little bio on yourself? Who are you and why you're here?
Yep. So my name is Luis Moreno. I am an agent in San Antonio. I've been in business since '99. And yeah, it's a long time. I'm hitting the quarter century mark in this business. I have a PNC agent, a very strong PNC, probably top 2 in Texas. I have Medicare agency. I have an ACA agency. I train agents. I got a lot of irons in the fire. So that's where I'm coming in with my 20 plus years of expertise in selling and helping you guys with Medicare, how to get prepared. Some of these ideas that I come up with, guys, and here's where I think I bring value that other guys may not have, is I am an agent just like you guys. I'm in the field selling. I sell. Okay. So any ideas that I bring to you guys are ideas that I'm putting into place. I try, we go through all the trials and the failures and this didn't work. And, that's what I do. Then when I see something working, hey, there's plenty to go around. So we share that with you. And that's what we're going to be bringing you today. Again, thank you for being here today, guys.
Oscar, jump right in.
Guys, appreciate being here. Always love doing these webinars and being a part of it. I've been doing ad management. I've been selling products online and running ads, lead generation for many, many years, since about 2012. E-com for a very long time. And then the last about 3 years, went into the insurance business, started as an agent myself, had really great success. And from there, I had an opportunity to really dive into more of lead generation. And for the last solid 2 years or so, I've really been focused on helping agents and agencies generate leads, setting up systems for them so that they can get off kind of the wheel of buying leads from vendors, controlling their own marketing. And that's what we do now. We manage over $1 million a month. We're getting close to that 1.4 million right now. Per month of ads managed, all of it in the insurance space. Like Luis, I'm also an agent. I started as an agent. I still carry a book of business and I still have agents that work under me, but my day-to-day is completely focused on insurance lead generation in most lines of insurance. So we're going to go through some amazing stuff here for you guys and try to help everybody out. Again, like Luis said, there's plenty for everybody. So the more we can help each other out, the more we can all be successful together. So happy to be here and get this started.
Oscar, thanks for being here. Alex, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. I'm Alex Branning out here in New York City. All I do is build software for insurance agents. So, Agent CRM, we work with thousands of agents nationwide. Super stoked to be here and share what I've learned and what I've seen working in Medicare. This is going to be a wild and crazy enrollment season, and we're here to help.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. Good to have you. So let's jump right in and answer the main question here. And again, as you have questions, if you're popping in now, it's good to have you here at our marketing Medicare event, specifically for AEP. What's working now? Remember to use the chat to throw your questions in. You're welcome to post them there. So let's begin. First of all, Oscar, I'll call you back. What has been working well in the Medicare space? You know, Oscar, you do a lot of marketing on social media to generate leads. Give us some kind of like high level, like 10,000 foot view on what is working well, and then we'll kind of have others pop in and provide some perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, to get right down to it and to give you guys, you know, the real meat and potatoes of what is working right now. So guys, in ads right now, keeping it simple, keeping it short is certainly a big thing, right? More than ever, Facebook, social media advertising is about quick messaging, capturing people's attention. And it seems like the attention span just keeps kind of lowering and lowering. So keeping things very, very quick. So if you're running an ad, if you're running a video ad, making sure that you get right to it with a really strong hook, which leads into the second part, is just having really strong hooks that capture people, hit them quickly with the pain points that they might be facing from not taking action on the product or service that you have for them, and then quickly following that up with strong solutions. And we'll get into obviously some more specifics as we roll out and continue talking, but it's really, really important right now. Like video ads that you're running, you really want them to be under 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds, 35 seconds. Under that is going to be really your sweet spot, because then the social media platforms are pushing that content, because you might have a great creative, but if that creative is 45 seconds, a minute long, and you're running ads against it, you might not get the same amount of placements. You might not get Facebook to push that ad as much as you want. So keeping things short, right to the point, and professional, as good as you can make creatives, the better they are, the better they're going to deliver, guys. So that's a really, really important topic.
Yeah, questions. Yeah. Let's talk specifics, because again, let's imagine our audience has very little to no experience with marketing on using video, because I think video is hot. That's the place to be. Give it an example, putting you on the spot, of like what a good hook sounds like, and then like the structure framework by example of what an agent can do to create a great video that captures attention, conveys the message they want, and gets a quality lead.
Absolutely. So the hook, guys, the idea is that people are scrolling on their phone, right? So how do we get them to stop? How do we get them to say, wow, what's this all about? Where you have to speak to them directly. So with Medicare, it could be something as simple as, if you're going into Medicare this year, if we're talking about maybe T65 individuals, right? If you're turning 65 and you don't understand Medicare, this message is for you. That's a hook, right? If you're turning 65 and you're confused about Medicare, you need to watch this. That's a hook, right? So we're speaking right to that person. We're telling them that we have something really important for them to listen to and pay attention, and that's going to capture them to then go right into pain points. And we would deliver, you would deliver in that video, things as simple as like, hey, are you confused about what type of Medicare plan to choose this year? You don't understand type A, B, C, D, all these different Medicare plans, right? That's a pain point. That's something that people often, when you talk to individuals in Medicare, especially the ones that are coming into Medicare for the first time, they don't know where they're going. They don't know what plan they're going to choose. Is it a Med Sup? Is it an Advantage plan? And so those are the pain points. So you figure, and you guys that are out there that have been doing Medicare, you know the struggles that your customers have, because when you speak to them, they tell you those things. They tell you how confused they are, how they don't know what their out-of-pockets are going to be. So those same questions that you find customers ask you over and over again, those are exactly the pain points that need to be in your creatives. Because if one person is asking you about it, the masses also has those same exact questions. So once we lay out a few pain points, then we provide the solution, right? Because the idea is that hits them. They go, yeah, that's me. I don't know what plan to choose. A, B, C, D. I don't know. Great. Here's the solution, right? And then the last part of the video or the creative goes into those things. Well, we've helped thousands of agents explaining the entire process of Medicare. We have access to all the carriers, or we have access to many carriers in your area, and we will walk you through every single part of Medicare so that by the end of it, you understand and you feel comfortable about what you're choosing, right? Solutions. And then obviously every video needs to end with a really strong call to action. And a call to action can be as simple as, if this sounds like you and you want to get more information, click the link below, register below, fill out the form below, any variation of those. And guys, these can be done. You can do them, right? Some of you saying, well, man, I want to try to make a video myself. Can I run a creative using me doing it? You can. You just want to make sure that you have that presence. You want to make sure that you're confident when you're delivering that message. But if not, there's always alternatives that you can use to create those videos.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Stephen has a question in the chat. He says, it's very relevant. I've had marketers tell me that my page on Facebook is too personalized to me, that it would be better if my ads were associated with a far more generic senior citizens. I think, I'm sorry, it's not spelling. Seniors. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, senior benefits.
Senior benefits type page. So what do? Do you personalize and brand yourself? Or do you take the whole kind of unbranded, confusing, who is this kind of approach for a more generic, for better results? What are we looking for?
Yeah, I think that if we're in this business for the long haul, which all of us really are, and I hope that everybody that's out there that gets into the insurance space has a long-term view, right? That your success comes little by little, right? And over the course of many years, you're building a brand. For me, there's nothing more important than starting to build that brand from day one. And so if some of you guys are thinking about, well, like that question that came in, my Facebook is a little bit too personalized where it's just about you and who you are and your family, that's okay. I actually think people relate to that because they understand who you are, what you're, as a person, what you stand for. And so I don't think you need to separate them. We can see many people out there and Alex is somebody that we can look at, right? Alex has built a brand of thousands and thousands of people that follow him. And he has content about his family and he has specific content about his business. And I think that balance lets people see who you truly are and that you're just not another corporation or another business. And this day and age, guys, I think that's really valuable because people want to do business with other people. They don't want to do business with giant corporations that are not going to give them the good customer service, that are not going to have those connections with them. So for me, I think building your brand right from the beginning is super important. So it's just mixing it up. If your Facebook profile is only about your personal life, then start inputting some content that educates Medicare recipients, right? That teaches them about Medicare. That would be my personal opinion. You talk to 10 marketers, you might get 3 or 4 different answers. But for me, you brand from day one.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that from the agent point of view. So you're going to have your personal page on Facebook. You're going to have your business page. Okay. So you have your business page. This is where you're going to run business stuff. What I do every single day, guys, I put a post. I may put a success story. I may shoot a video. You want that page to be active because when somebody clicks on your ad on social media, they may just knock it out, put their information, you get the information and you follow up with the lead. They may want to go research your page. So they go to the page and they see that you have a page. They may see that you have a ton of likes and you're constantly posting and responding. All that it is going to do, guys, is going to validate who you are. That's it. It's like a brochure of you. Okay. They're like, yeah, this guy's just not some fake page. make a bunch of posts. Okay, there's tons of topics that you can talk about. Talk about Medicare. Look at all the 2025 changes that are happening. The most shopped season in history is coming to us, this AEP. Talk about that. Talk about networks. Talk about HMOs and PPOs. Explain what a deductible is, a copay, a maximum out of pocket, the tiers, the formularies. I mean, you can go on and on with topics, and you don't have to get crazy with a big production. Make a little video. Look at this, guys. This little $100 camera, we're not using it now. This is $50. With this little camera in your computer, and maybe not even a camera like that, but your camera on your MacBook or your laptop will suffice. Make little quickie videos educating the people that you're targeting on your ads. That's my take from an insurance agent point of view.
I'll add this in too. You know, look at who Christopher Westfall, Medicare School, Boomer Benefits, right? These are all multi-million-dollar companies that have sold for 7-8 figure valuations or greater, or are just crushing it. They're all branded, and there's a personal element to the brand for sure. So what does that inform us? It works, right? So I'm a big advocate of personalizing the brand. People want to do business, like Oscar said, with other people, not nameless, faceless, soulless corporate entities. So don't fall into that that profile. Now let's switch gears here because we talked a little bit about marketing. I think one of the other things that's really important is this new fancy buzzword. It's called sales enablement. Like, what processes do we have in place to enable sales, right? And why does that matter with Medicare? Well, for Medicare, guys, you have to have a CRM. Hopefully it's clear. You have to be collecting information about your clients. You have to have automations, et cetera, set up in order to get results and maximize the ad spend and the processes you get to get leads. We've seen a huge difference doing that on the final expense side. And likewise, it absolutely works on the Medicare side. So I want to bring Alex in here to talk specifically about what tools are going to make the difference for Medicare agents.
Hey, thanks, David. So there's a couple different things to look at as you are working on your own sales pipeline. You know, one of the things that I saw last year in real time was a lot of agents start to get flooded with leads, whether they were buying or generating leads, and they were having a hard time with the organization. So it's important to set up a piece of software, whether it's agent CRM or something else that you're familiar with, so that as the leads come in, you're organized and you're able to see exactly where people are in the pipeline. That's going to help you tremendously. And there are some great tools out there. Of course, I'll be talking about agent CRM just because I'm familiar with it, but this isn't necessarily a sales pitch for agent CRM. But when it comes to the tools that you need, there's different blocks that you can look at for your technology stack as you're setting out for Medicare. And Lewis has done a ton of work on this, by the way. So he can talk about what he's done for his specific agency. But there is proactive. So for your database, there's the proactive. I want to make sure I stay in front of you. And I want to make sure that you're seeing, you know, my name in your email inbox and you're seeing me on social media. There's the proactive approach. Then there's the reactive, and the reactive is where I'm really excited about some of the new things with AI. So the reactive approach is, as people send in questions, as they reach out to you to schedule appointments, you're reacting to their inquiries and then either answering their questions or finding a time that works for your client. This is where AI is going to really help a lot of Medicare agents this AEP season, because AI can be trained to respond to your email, your social media pages, the texts that come in. It can even schedule people on your calendar without them having to click a link. So there's a ton of really cool stuff out there. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it, but that's a huge part of really getting the sales process dialed in. And then the last piece, and this is one of the things where, you know, it can cause a lot of stress if you don't have it set up, which is the post-sale, the onboarding piece, making sure that they have all the information about, you know, the policy they just signed up for and things like that. And technology can help with a lot of that. And this is really where, like, I've seen a lot of agents really shine in this. Lewis has done a phenomenal job of setting this up for his agency to really automate that post-sale process. The post-sale process is a great way for you to really maintain that relationship. It helps you get a lot of referrals because the people feel like they're working with a true professional. And it helps you get set up for upsells for other products and services that your agency offers. So as you're building out, like you're saying, okay, what are the things that I'm going to set up? What am I going to spend time on? The three things are being proactive with your database to get them on your calendar, being reactive as people reach out to you, and setting up tools like AI bots to do a lot of that work for you. And then the post-sale follow-up. Those are the three different things to look at.
I'm going to add to Alex's, since you gave me a big, fist bump on that one, Alex. So
Yeah.
what have I done for automations? So on the proactive, so you talked about proactive and reactive. So when I write a policy, and you can do this with agent CRM or any CRM, okay? It's not something specific, but you go into your client into the CRM. Okay, that's number one. So think about this. You wrote John Smith or Miss Betty, you just put her into United Healthcare. Okay, put her into an MAPD. All right, and you're done. You put the file away and you move on. Miss Betty's, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening with this insured. Okay, so what I do is I'll go add Miss Betty to my contact list in the CRM. First thing I do. Then I'm going to tag her because I don't know who she is. I did this as a CRM. I got a lot of products that I offer my clients. So I'm going to tag her, MAPD sold. Then I'm going to do an additional tag because within the MAPD tag umbrella, I've got all my carriers. So I'm going to choose the appropriate carrier, and then a workflow or a job is going to start. Proactive. Think about this. You're an agent. What are some proactive things you want to do with your insured? Well, number one, I don't have the time to manually do it, but what it does is it sends them emails and text messages about their plan. The very first one is like, hey, in a couple of weeks, you're going to be getting your enrollment packet with your ID card. Get your ID card. You're going to use it when you go see your doctor. And then it starts doing a series of texts and emails throughout the year, informing them about their plan. It gives them their 1-800 customer number. I'll send them the formulary. I'll send them the provider link. And then, guys, we know that not only do we sell on the medical benefits, but we sell on the extra benefits. So it lets them know about all the extras. Miss Betty, we're in January. I think this is a great time for you to go set up your dental. Go talk to your dentist. Let them know you have dental in your plan. I don't give specifics because these dental benefits change all the time, but I let them know they got bit dental. Then I let them know about vision. Then I let them know about hearing and so forth. I do that all year long because guess what? If you don't tell them, they're going to forget. It's number one. Okay. Then after that, what it does is in October in September, it sends them a notice about their ANOC. Hey, Miss Betty, you're going to be getting a letter from your carrier. It's called the annual change of notice. Please read it. Schedule an appointment with me. I will review it with you. Call me, text me, send me a smoke signal. I don't care. Let's talk and let's review your plan and let's make sure it's the best one. All of that is proactive. They think that they're getting an actual email and text from me, but I'm sitting here thinking of them. Okay. And on top of that, in between all that time frame of sending emails and text messages, I got my sales hat on. I'm cross-selling hit plans. I'm cross-selling final expense. I'm a P&C guy. I got a P&C shop here. I'm cross-selling auto and home. All right. So that's what Alex is talking about. Those are some tools that are already built in that you guys can have access to that can be proactive. Reactive is good, but proactive is even better.
A couple of things here were mentioned. If you're thinking about going the video route, I really have liked Opus. It's a great piece of software. It's really inexpensive. It's like $20 a month, and you can film yourself doing shorts or whatever video, and it automatically will cut the video and make it much more presentable. It'll put over the captions. I think it even adds audio too, if you'd like it to. It's really cool. And something that makes the whole editing process, which for most of you out there is probably the second most daunting thing. And I'm going to bring this up to Oscar next. The most daunting thing about creating video content is just you doing it. A lot of people hate the idea of doing videos. So I guess I was going to ask you, Oscar, do you have to, as the agent, film yourself if you're like just scared of it? Can you hire somebody else to do it? Can you have somebody else do that if that's something you absolutely don't have interest in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll second Opus. Opus has been, and I still use it, because I take all the long form content, we dump it into Opus, and it creates a bunch of short form. So if anybody follows us on social media, you can see all the content that we actually create through Opus. I now have someone that really edits it. But to answer your question, David, yeah, look, I think, like we said before, like if we're branding, there will be nothing better than you showing your own self on that video, because you're personalizing it, you're giving it just a different touch. Could you do faceless videos and use what's called B-roll scenes? You can, which I think Tim in the comments mentioned something like Storyblocks, right? Which is a platform where you can go in and create videos and that you have access to a ton of just scenes, right? Which is called B-roll. And you can create videos without having yourself on them. There takes a little bit more work because you have to put scenes together and basically make a video, right? Going from scene to scene. But if you truly feel like, I can't do this, I don't want to be on camera, then that could be an alternative. But I will tell you guys, man, I still, to this day, I make a piece of content and I might re-record it 10 times before I feel good about it, right? And when I first started, I might re-record 50 times, right? So it starts like winding down. And I think you just get more confident, you get more comfortable. I think when people see you on social media, and I think there's a side of it that makes you look better if you're not perfect, right? That makes you look human if the video isn't like just, a multi-million-dollar production, right? Because the person who watches that video can relate. They can connect to you and say, oh yeah, this is a normal person just like me, but they know about this topic. Let me follow them and continue on this journey. So the biggest thing is like just do it. If you want to build a brand and you plan on being in this business for a long time, just put yourself out there, do the content. Here's a great piece of advice. If you need ideas on how to come up with content, we use something called Ask the People, askthepeople.com. And this is an aggregator site where you can go and you can search what people are looking for on Google or on search engines, the top searches on any of the search engines based on a specific topic. So you can type in Medicare, and it's going to tell you a list of the highest search terms within Medicare. And that gives you exactly the content that you should be making because it's what people are searching the most of. So what I do, my process when I was making my own content, and now I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I have someone that full-time that's doing it, but I would go on Ask the People, I would search my terms, and those top 20 or 30 top listings, those would become my content ideas. And organize yourselves, guys, just like you would organize a sales pipeline when you're calling leads and following up. The same thing happens with content. If you're just going to grab your phone and at random make content and I'll do it here, I'll do it there, it's unorganized and you're going to burn yourself out. So the biggest thing I can tell you is plan, prepare, and execute, right? Get a list of the content that you're going to make, knock out a series of videos in one sitting, edit and post, right? Because if not, what'll happen is, and this happened to me in the very beginning as I made a lot of content. I'm sure all these guys that are in here that make a ton of content can relate to it. And that's that if you're not organized with it, it's just all over the place. And then you have more pressure on yourself on top of already selling and managing a book and all these things. You now have the pressure of like making content. And so if you do it on a schedule and you line yourself up, it's going to be much easier and it's not such a daunting task.
Hey, Oscar, is it by any chance people asked? I just checked askthepeople.com and it didn't work. And just possibly.
Hold on. Let me see. I maybe
make
give
sure
you
we get the
one.
website to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get it to you right now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Answer the People. Sorry. Answerthepeople.com.
There we go.
Yeah. Answer the people. Answer the public. Answer the public. Here it is. Sorry, guys. I haven't been using this myself, right? Because now I have a content guy. So now I just get a list of things that I need to make content for. But that's the one. It's called answerthepublic.com. And let me drop the link in the in the chat here for you guys to use. But it's something that everyone should, you know, again, if you're debating, if you're questioning, should I make my own content? The answer is yes. The answer is you should do it. Now, you got to manage it, right? Because you still have to get leads, sell leads, follow up with leads, manage your book, retention, customer service, right? In the beginning, you're wearing all these hats. So organizing your day to be able to do all these tasks that you have is really, really important, especially in the first stages of a business.
Yeah, so let's build on that, kind of a good segue here. So what's a good lead flow process that Medicare agents can use right now to get the most out of their leads?
Yeah, absolutely. So the lead flow that we typically structure for agencies and for agents that really works well is, you know, video creative, right? And we do a lot of video. That's why I keep talking about it. We do some images because I think the more you grow, the more creatives you just have to supply the ads. But step one, make your ad, right? And the flow of that is really lead form. Now, what happens after somebody fills out the lead form, right? Because you don't just want to get a lead form. You want to try to get a second action, right? You want to funnel people through a process to try to figure out the intent that somebody really has over someone else that filled out the lead form. And that's what these funnels do. A lot of people will promote and sell that the funnel is like the end all. For me, it's not so much. For me, what it is it helps us identify who I should focus on. Who should I call first out of all these leads that came in? So step one, they fill out a lead form. Then we want to take them into either a calendar booking, right? A calendar page that's well designed, that gives some basic information. Some reviews always play really well on a calendar funnel. And that takes that person there. Now the person picks a time and date to speak to you. And this is something we'll talk about in a second, which we're using a lot in Medicare. But step three is now we have that person. Now we got the lead. Now they booked an appointment. What else can we do now? Should we just let that person go back on their feed and continue? What we do is we like to actually bring them into a third funnel, right? So after they go into a calendar and they've chosen that, we then show them a survey. And the survey is another 8 to 12 questions, right? So for you guys, it's all the questions that you want to know about Medicare and about the recipient. You know, do they currently have Medicare? If they do, what plan are they on? Who's the carrier? Questions that you actually can't ask on the lead form on Facebook because those ads will be rejected. You can then funnel that person, and after a calendar, you can go into those surveys. And so now we've created a process where it's lead, booking, and with Medicare, guys, we also like to add a call now feature, right? A call now feature, very, very important in Medicare, because as we all know, if they call you, we don't have a scope of appointment, right? We don't have to worry about those 48 hours to actually speak to that person. But some people might want to talk to you right then and there. Some people don't. So the trick is offer them the option, right? To either call now or book an appointment. And a percentage of people are going to go through that. Percentage of people will call you. A percentage of people will book an appointment. And then a percentage of those people will answer the survey, right? The additional questions that you have. Now, all this information drops into your CRM, and hopefully you're using, you know, Agent CRM, or you're using a tool that has the engagement that you need to get the most out of those leads. But the information now drops in. Who do I call first, right? Do I call just every lead at random, or do I organize myself and take a look at this and say, okay, well, if John filled out a lead form and John also pre-booked an appointment for tomorrow, and John also filled out a survey, guess what, guys? I'm going to call John right now, right? I'm not going to wait. I'm going to call him right now, because there's no better time to speak to that person than when they fill out that lead form. And in this case, even more so, because that person has taken additional steps, right? They've shown a little bit more interest in whatever it is that you're trying to present to them. So that flow allows the agent to become efficient, allows the agent to see who they should be focusing on and dialing those people first, right? So I'm going to dial, again, John, who filled out the survey and took those extra steps before I call anybody else. And then I'll work my way down to the folks that only filled out the lead form, right? Because those are my lowest intent lead. And I'll say one more thing on that, right? Leads come in from social media, all types of intent, right? Keeping in mind that nobody on social media, guys, is looking for Medicare, right? They don't go on social media to look for their Medicare plan. Most of us are on social media to try to really disconnect, right? And so we're trying to capture their attention and then try to present them with what we have. I, for one, want everybody that has any type of intent, even if it's just a little bit and they're just slightly curious about Medicare, I want to talk to that person or have the opportunity to speak to that person or have one of my agents speak to that person just as much as I want to have the opportunity to speak to the person that's like, sign me up now, here's my card, how do I get this done, right? And this is a problem that I think agents get into in trying to build these like super high intent leads, trying to narrow down all the people that are only ready to talk to you and are only ready to give you money and become your clients. And that's just a pipe dream, guys, right? At the end of the day, this is sales. You have to be able to talk to people to grow your book and to build your business. So you want to speak to the low intent people. You want to speak to the high intent people. You want to speak to everybody. And from there, you're going to build a business.
I'm jumping a couple of things here. So somebody asked Tim, hey, Tim, he said, I assume Facebook is first. The answer to that would be yes, because Facebook is for old people. Let's face it. I mean, that's where all the geezers are now, right? Right, Luis? Right, Luis?
All day long. All day long.
In all seriousness, I mean, it's funny, like Facebook started when I was in college in 2003, and then all the kids picked it up because it was cool back then. And then the parents finally picked back up, right, in 2009, 10, 11. And now they've all left it for Snapchat and TikTok, et cetera. So, and that's somewhat repeating now. So yes, Facebook is a platform that's perfect for Medicare. I mean, to me, if you're going to do paid marketing, which is what most of you guys are going to do, that's where I would be for sure. As far as the other platforms, Google search in my mind is going to probably be more expensive. It's a very competitive niche to get into. You're up against a lot of other big competitors that have to spend to be there. And probably AdWords is up there too as well on YouTube. Although YouTube, the nice thing that's different about YouTube, and Luis and I can speak from personal experience, like it's not so much a social platform. It is kind of, but it's also a search engine. And people are going there to get answers to their questions, right? In this case, Medicare, or joining, it's to sell insurance or selling ACA, right? So it's a powerful medium to do, but on a longer term basis. It's nothing that, you know, I would say, okay, start now, and then here in about a month, you're going to be buried in leads. It doesn't work like that. Take some time. Let's see what else here.
So just adding to what David said, you know, that is a great opportunity. If you guys do want to create a channel on YouTube, why not? It will make you the Google searches. When you go search a question, it'll give you the answers, but it also link YouTube videos underneath. And if you've put a video on a certain topic and you've got a great title, a good description, you've given it some tags, and somehow Google can find your video and link it to their question, you could pop up on their search. And now they view you. Ooh, I like this guy. He answered my question. And now in the description, you put on there, hey, if you got questions about Medicare, you know, whatever, maybe click this link, book an appointment, or call me. That's where the power of YouTube is coming in, is informing and then seeing the value in your information. And then they want to work with you. So they seek you out and they contact you. Yeah. YouTube is very, very powerful in that sense.
YouTube basically makes you an order taker. You know, I mean, by the time someone talks to you after a while, and you can duplicate to some extent on a paid basis, but there's something about YouTube, the celebrity factor plus the information provided. By the time you talk to a client that comes from there, they're just like, where do I sign? It's nice. So it's why you should do YouTube. Okay. What survey questions then do you ask? You mentioned the survey. Can you clarify that a little bit, Oscar?
So typically when we start a campaign, or if you're just starting out a campaign, it really differs from ad account to ad account. But if you're just starting off today and you've never ran an ad before, there's two components and things that you need to keep in mind. Number one, you want to generate, obviously, exclusive, good quality leads. At the same time, you also need to allow the algorithm within that platform to find your audience. So we typically will start most campaigns with basic questions, right? And that can be as easy as name, number, email, city, state, zip, right? That's your basis for capturing people's information. What does that do? That allows Facebook, right, to one, get the ad out to as many people as they can based on the budget that you feed it. And it allows people to fill out the lead form without feeling like they have to answer a million questions to get the information that you have from them. So it's a two-step process, right? Because you need that audience to build. You need the algorithm to find it. If you ask too many questions on the first lead form, you're going to clog up that funnel. You're not going to get the leads that you need, right? Which means the costs are going to go way up on you. And let's think about this. The contact rates are typically the same, right? So think about this. This is something that I talk about all the time in my own content with people is if you ask 15 questions on a lead form versus asking 6 or 7, the person that answers 15 questions, right? Let's play this out. They go through, they answer your lead form, they answer these 15 questions, and now they're back on their feed, right? Now they're scrolling and they keep going. Now, a few minutes later, 5, 10 minutes later, whenever that agent calls them, does that necessarily mean that that person is going to pick up the phone for you? Because you're still a unrecognized number to them, right? So, right, the meaning is that if it doesn't increase my pickup rates, which is the biggest challenge in most businesses in generating leads and working leads, then what is the point of asking 15 questions if the pickup rate is going to be the same? And like I said before, I would much rather ask 6 to 7 questions, right? Get more leads that come in, which are going to include people that have maybe just a little bit of interest to see what you have to say, and people that are like, wow, I really need this. Let me talk to this person now. So lead form, we like to keep it simple in the beginning. And then in the survey, right, in the secondary survey that we implement, which would come after a calendar booking, then you can get really specific because now you've captured the lead. Now you got them. Now you can hit them with the SMS, you can hit them with the AI, you can call them, but now you capture all these other questions that you wanted to ask them. And that could be, what carrier are you with? What type of plan do you have? How long have you been in Medicare? What's your date of birth? A series of questions that you can build out to then capture from that person. Now, as you advance, and we like to have top of the funnel ads, and then as things advance and the audience starts building and consistency starts becoming a thing, right, in that campaign, then you can launch a second or a third campaign. And perhaps on those campaigns, you're retargeting folks and you're leading them into a longer lead form, right? So there's so many different strategies that you can use, but really basic when you're first starting out, guys, don't over ask questions. Keep it simple, keep it basic, get the information that you need. I hope that answers the question.
The first thing that comes to mind when you say that, Oscar, is people do all those questions because they just want to sell the buyers, right? They think, oh, if I ask 1 million questions, I'm only going to talk to the A leads. So not necessarily. Look, I can just tell you, nothing's going to eliminate you having to pick up the phone and do work. We'd all love to sit around and take inbound calls that we're all ready to buy. It kind of happens that way in YouTube, not all the time, but that takes years to build. So understand that, just because you're asking some questions in a survey doesn't mean a guaranteed sale. And you need a balance between volume of leads and also to some extent qualified, and having that kind of AB type of lead where you get the information first to call and then maybe have a segregated not segregated, but a better lead potentially as a good strategy to do that. Also, this is from the chat here. Brian said, I've heard that your personal Facebook page is a great way to get content out because Facebook does not limit views to it. So remember, guys, like the whole purpose of all social media is to make money. Okay, that's what all these companies are designed to do. Now, how do they make money? Did they do it because they do it when they show your content? No, they do it because, and when they do it is when they show advertising that's relevant to the consumer that will click on the ad specifically. So the point is that if you can create good content on any platform, not just Facebook, that gets people to stay on the platform longer, because that's what these platforms want us to do, is stay on their platforms and never have a life anywhere else. If you can do that, then they're going to reward you with more views, more selective positioning of your content, right? We see this play out in YouTube for the same reasons. It's just like that anywhere. So again, what does this all mean? It means like your content that you create should always be world-class. Every single post, every single creation should be designed to entertain, educate, and keep people on the platform. Okay, that the platforms depend on content creators, right? So you have to play that game if you want to win it.
And I'll add this to it, guys. Don't overcomplicate it, right? Especially if you're just starting out. You're not going to get it. It doesn't matter where you go. The views are going to be small, right? You're not going to get a lot of people coming to it if you're just doing it organically, even if you put money behind it, right? So don't overcomplicate yourself. Just make the content and get it posted. I did want to clear something up because I saw a few questions going back and forth in conversations about, was I talking about running a lead form campaign or running a conversion style campaign where we take them completely off of Facebook to fill out the lead? So those are two different things, right? So I recommend for agents that are just starting out that you create lead form campaigns on Facebook, right? Which basically means the person doesn't leave Facebook, right? They stay on the platform, they answer the questions inside of the app, and then, right, once they submit that lead form inside of Facebook, we hit them with a message. Hey, thank you so much for filling this information out. By the way, click below, secure a call to speak to a licensed agent. There's a million different variations of it, but you basically then is when you're offering and trying to motivate that person to take an additional step. When they click on that button after filling out the information on Facebook, then they're taken to a landing page, which in this case, as we discussed, is a calendar, right? Like a calendar landing page that's got good design, maybe some reviews about yourself, maybe a picture of you and your family at the bottom, a little profile at the bottom. But essentially the main component of that landing page is just the calendar funnel, right? And then from there, they would go into the survey, the additional survey, right? A conversion style campaign is one where if somebody clicks on your ad, they are leaving Facebook and you're bringing them into a lead form that's built on a landing page, right? Those work, absolutely. We run lots of those as well. But if you're just starting out, you're going to find that simplicity, speed, getting yourself out there, the easiest format is going to be a Facebook lead form. And, you know, thinking about, because again, it's really easy, guys, to get wrapped up in all the million different things about marketing. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And before you know it, you've spent 3 days watching YouTube videos on conversion ads and nothing is up, right? So don't lose focus that the number one thing that you need as an agent is volume and opportunities on the telephone. With that in mind, don't overspend time on stuff like that.
So perfect segue here, because we're getting some comments. The amount of knowledge that's coming into people's head is starting to explode their brains. As somebody said, I'm overwhelmed, and I totally understand. I'm overwhelmed listening to this. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to kind of help people answer that question. Well, how do I put this into action? What do we have here today as far as information program where we can take kind of the generalities and the ideas we talked about and actually put it into action? Can you kind of go over that, Oscar? I know, Alex, you want to jump in. Luis, go ahead and jump in and explain, please.
All right, I'll go first. From my point of view, here's what I will tell you. Make a business page. You don't have to get all crazy with names. Call it the John Smith Insurance Agency, whatever you want to call it. Make a page and start making posts and small videos. With $50, you can get a camera with a mic and you're rocking and rolling. That's going to be step one. Start building that out. I like what Oscar was saying about lead forms. This is getting a little complicated, but I ran a campaign with a landing page where somebody would click and it would take them somewhere else. I couldn't convert. And my lead costs were 5 times more than just a lead form because it took them off Facebook. You don't want them to come off Facebook. Just collect the data. Now, Alex has a really good tool inside of the CRM that Alex, and you may want to talk about this. The CRM can connect to that lead, import it, and you can make it go to work for you and connect you right away. So Alex, I'll maybe it's a good lead in to talk about, hey, what happens to the data once these clients enter it, and then what? Then you're like, okay, with enter it, where does it go? Might be something to lead into there, Alex.
Yeah, this is all about being reactive as people are reaching out to you. So they fill out your lead form. Agent CRM can start to immediately work to get them on your calendar. So it's all, I'm a huge believer in automation. We're not looking to replace the personal touch. We're looking to automate the personal touch, like what Lewis was talking about earlier with his automations. When a lead form comes in, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to them immediately over email and text. Agent CRM can do that for you. As soon as the lead comes in, you hit them with a quick email acknowledging that they've requested information, and then inviting them to your calendar appointment. Send them a text message. Hey, I just got your information on my lead form. Here's the information you sent me. Please click the link below so that we can talk. Or if you're using AI, you can just simply ask them in natural human language, are you available to talk tomorrow or when next week work better? And the AI bot inside of Agent CRM can just talk to them using natural human language and schedule them on your calendar. But it's so important. Speed to lead. Speed to lead is critical when you're on Facebook.
So what I do on mine, guys, is I send them a text. Hey, Betty, you just clicked on my ad. Thank you. I'm going to be calling you soon. And I'm going to be calling you from this number. So now I'm prepping them so that number, when it pops up on their phone, I get so many seniors that say, if I don't recognize it, I don't answer it. But they get a text and they're viewing it and it's got your information. Here's the other deal. Why not send them a picture of you? Not some crazy picture. All right. Don't get crazy out there, people.
Don't send them that one.
No, I'm not going to send them that one. Send them the other one. Okay. Maybe you and the family. Make yourself personable. Maybe you with your office, some nice picture so they know that you're real and not in some foreign country or some foreign call center. Send them something nice and you can automate all of this. That's what an automation is. Just send it to them. And then within a few minutes, you can call them. Okay. Give them a call. Hey, Miss Betty, this is Luis. What'd you think of my picture? You like it? Yep, that's my wife. Those are my kids. Have that conversation. And then you can start with the process, the buying process. Hey, let's talk, Betty. How can I help you? That's my take on it, guys.
Oscar, jump in here.
Yeah, look, I think it's simplicity, right? Step one, if you don't have a page, go create the business page like Luis said. Keep it simple. And again, in the beginning, here are the basic things you need on that page so that you can run an ad. Get a profile pic up there, get a cover page up there, and just fill out as much information in the bio, right? Your name, what hours do you have, your telephone number, all the basic information on there, and just go, right? Just then go, set your campaign up. You're going to set up a simple lead form campaign, stick to some basic questions. And in creative, I think, I'm not sure if today we're showing a creative or not, because I see some people asking about that, but the creative, 2 to 3 creatives is what I would recommend on an ad campaign. And guys, images work, right? So if you look at this or you're watching this and you go, man, I don't videos like applications, Opus, story blocks, it's all too much. then don't do it, right? Then just run an image, right? Run an image ad, make sure it looks professional, make sure it gets to the point. The idea with an image is the same with a video. It's a hook, right? Pain points, solutions, right? That's what you're trying to deliver. So keep it simple. Don't ask too many questions, and then just go add 50 bucks to it, 70 bucks a day to it, and just let this thing run. Don't overthink it, because the more you overthink without knowing, the more mistakes you're going to make. Remember that, right? Overthinking is not a beneficial thing for most of us, especially when we're first starting out. So keeping it simple, launch it, and go. That's the biggest thing I can say. Don't think about so many different things, should I do YouTube? Somebody wrote about Pinterest. Pinterest can be a great platform. One, their lead generation isn't available across the board to all businesses right now. You have to apply to it. And if your business gets approved for Pinterest, then you can use it. But I would keep it basic, guys. Go on one platform. If you can master one platform and you then have the budget, go to another one. But thinking about taking $50 a day or $100 a day and doing an ad on TikTok, an ad on Facebook, an ad on Pinterest, an ad on YouTube, you're going to get nowhere, right? Focus the money in one place, grow your leads, get sales, and go.
All right, guys. Y'all gonna talk about the product that you're gonna sell?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's coming up.
I've been waiting for the pitch here. Everybody's getting overwhelmed. They just want to know how they can hand their money over to you so you'll do it for them, right?
So there was one question that was
Yeah,
brought up.
Now you're ruining it. You didn't make them wait longer now, Luis?
Yes,
You're overselling it, Louis. You're overselling
It's all about the leading and the buildup.
All right.
It's the excitement. Man, all right. I want to round the bases. I just don't want to go, home run. Okay, so here we go. So, guys, if we got ad sharing yet, Bench? No, not yet. So here's the deal. So number one is the ad creative. So we had a question on here earlier that said, hey, can you share an ad creative? So here's what we did. All right. So first of all, I'm going to share this with you right now, guys. I'm sharing with you right now, my Facebook business page. Okay. So I got 8,000 followers. Okay. I've been building this up for a long time. It's my logo. Now you may think, oh, Luis, you really got it together. Guys, I made this logo on Fiverr and it cost me 50 bucks. Fiverr just look it up, Fiverr. You can go create a logo very cheap with your agency name. Okay. And then you'll see here, Oscar was talking about, fill out your profile, put your information on here, and then start posting. Okay. This is from September the 2nd. Okay. Just post. Okay. I've got pictures here of my office, my team. Just post, guys. It doesn't take a lot. I do a lot of videos. So these are just videos that I have put out there. Okay. There's one of my crazy guys. Look at that. I didn't even let him in the office until he sold some insurance. Okay. So think about that, guys. That is a great example of a business page. Not very complicated, very simple. Now, an ad creative. So before we share our ad creative, Oscar, can you explain what an ad creative is?
Sorry, I was muted. All right, explain, what is it?
What is an ad creative? So people, we're educate. What is an ad creative?
The ad creative is what somebody will see that will get them to click on your button to fill out, to give you a lead, right? To provide you with the information. It's how you capture the person's attention. It's how you get them to click and give you the information that you want in this case, right? So that is what an ad creative is. And that can be, again, it can be a 10 to 30 second video. It can be just a still image, right? Delivering the message, right? Like I said in the beginning, number one, you want to hook the person in with a strong hook or a strong message. Number two, go over some pain points that person might be going through, confusion about Medicare, not understanding, out of pockets, all these things that people question about Medicare, and then solutions. But that's what the ad creative is. It's what actually gets someone to give you their information.
Perfect. So it's your ad, guys. So you can do a static image. You can just do a post. you name it. But here is where me, Alex, and Oscar put our heads together and we came up with this Medicare marketing pack. So here's, again, these are crazy ideas that pop into my head. And I'm thinking, hey, what if we were to do a webinar? Small webinar, maybe a half hour, make a little ad and educate, let the seniors, hey, I'm going to teach you everything about Medicare so that you're more prepared because AEP is around the corner. All right. So I put my head together. We put this webinar. I'm going to share it with you right now. Okay, take a look. So here's the little webinar. Okay, the webinar, and again, this has been improved through my compliance department. When you get the Medicare marketing pack, you are going to want to take this and send it to your compliance just to make sure it is good. So you'll do a little bit about me. Of course, you're not going to want to do my picture and my information. And then we're going to teach them Medicare 101. That is what we're going to do. Now, we're going to talk about the solutions that we can provide. There's a little bit of an agenda of how to enroll. What are my costs? How does it work? Okay, what are my options? How does Social Security come into play with this? The enrollment periods, and it's designed for the senior to be knowledgeable so that at the very end of this thing, they're like, yeah, I need to talk to you. I've decided I'm going to go either to the left or I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to buy a truck. I'm going to go option one and get a Medicare supplement and a prescription drug plan. I don't know which one, but I want one. Or I'm going to choose a Medicare Advantage one. But I want this agent to help me out. And at the very end of the webinar, it is designed for you to capture their information, for them to book an appointment with you, or more importantly, give you a call so you don't have to worry about that 48-hour rule. That's what the Medicare marketing pack that we are offering to you. So I'm coming to you with the webinar. Now, it's a 2024 webinar, guys. The 2025, I'm going to update. I'm just waiting for official 2025 numbers. They have not been put out yet. Okay, as soon as I get those, we will update it for 2025. Okay, now I come up with a webinar. Alex is going to put this into a webinar in the box, and then Oscar is going to teach you how to put this out on Facebook and create an ad and send it out there to the audience. That's what this Medicare marketing pack. Oscar, Alex, you guys want to talk about your portions on this Medicare marketing pack?
Yeah, yeah, I'll just shoot a couple things first, and then Alex can say a couple things. So one, I actually didn't think that we had a pitch in this. I thought we were just like educating, going through stuff. So, you know, I think that one of the things that we've been doing, you know, with Alex and Lewis is really detailing what this product is that we have that can help Medicare agents. And we do have a specific, you know, webinar that you guys can join and really get all the information, right? Where we really pin down everything that comes in that service that we've created for you guys. And so I would recommend joining us on one of those webinars, right? Because I don't know if today we'll have enough time to really go through and give you guys all the value that comes in this thing. I mean, it's packed with workflows, an actual course, you know, click to launch ads. I mean, it's an entire suite of services that you guys will have access to. And it's so important because, again, AEP is coming around the corner. It's time right now to set this stuff up. So I wasn't prepared to go into this pitch, but I would recommend that, you know, guys, join us in one of these webinars, because that's where we can really detail everything. But to give you just a little on my side, we are providing creatives, right, that you guys can use, video ready-made creatives that you guys can use that will be updated every single month for anybody who's part of the program. I've created a course that I put 15, 20 hours into that goes into everything about Facebook ads from A to Z. Alex has an incredible system that he'll talk about in just a couple of things for you guys. But I would recommend, if you if you like what you've heard so far and it's like, man, these guys know what they're talking about, join us in one of our webinars, guys, because that's where we really open up the hood and show you guys everything that we have.
Yeah. For those of you that are listening to this going, man, I wish Oscar would make ads for me. That's in the Medicare marketing pack. For those of you that heard Lewis talk about his proactive automations and what he set up, he's actually, like, this is incredibly generous. He's actually giving you all the automations that he's created inside of his agent CRM account, and he's making it available to you inside the Medicare marketing pack. That Medicare 101 webinar in a box with the funnel and the emails to invite people to it and the emails that go out after the webinar, that's all in the Medicare marketing pack. We have put together what we consider to be a really a marketing engine. It's like, here's all the pieces that we're talking about. Here's the ads. Here's the course if you want to learn how to do it yourself. Here's the automations that Lewis has created that ran his agency last year and is continuing to run his agency this year and beyond. Here's that webinar that he talked about. And then inside of Agent CRM, let's talk Agent CRM real quick. Inside of Agent CRM, we have a click to launch ads. So, one of the things that people were asking a lot of really good questions during the Zoom chat, but we've really broken it down and eliminated the need for you to learn the Meta Ads Manager, because Agent CRM can actually launch ads for you by you going, click, I want this ad to this state, to these people, go. And it ties in the lead form with your Agent CRM account. And not only are you going to have the tool, but you have my team. And, that's one of the things that, in the webinar that Oscar's mentioning, we have a team that actually helps you launch your first ad. We have ad review sessions at Agent CRM to make sure that everything's going smooth. So this isn't something where we're like, all right, Steven, you got the ads, good luck. Like, that's not what it's about with Oscar, Lewis, or myself. And speaking of that, Oscar, Lewis, and I are going to be setting up a mastermind. If you buy the Medicare marketing pack, which is one-time fee of $997, if you buy that, you're invited to a monthly mastermind where Lewis, Oscar, and myself are all in a room just like this, and we're sharing what's working now. And so as things are changing and evolving, it's going to be so important for you to be in a room with marketers who are on the ground like Oscar and taking action, sharing ads that are working so that you can pick those ads and use them. So that's the Medicare marketing pack. Again, it's a one-time fee of $997. Lewis is giving you everything that he's created to run his agency. Oscar has created ads for Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, driving people to that Medicare 101 webinar and more. And then I've got some really cool bonuses in there as well. And so, because our goal is just to really see you succeed. I see this AEP season as one of the wildest and craziest enrollment periods that I've been a part of for a long time. And I've been in the insurance marketing space for over 10 years. And it's going to be crazy this year. And so we want to do everything we can to help you out. We put it all inside the Medicare marketing pack, and we'd love for you to join us. So, so that's our quick little pitch. If you're listening to this and you're going, okay, I want to really hear like a little bit more about Medicare marketing, you can go to a free web class that Oscar, Lewis, and myself have put together at 2025aep.com, 2025aep.com. That's where we have this web class that you can go and watch to learn more about what we've put together, what we've done. But if you're like, I just want to take action, I want to launch some ads, I want the tools that Alex has created, I want the automations that Lewis uses to run his business, I want the ads that Oscar has created, I want the course, and I want to join that mastermind next week where Alex, Lewis, and Oscar are going to be talking about what's working today and going through everything, because we are doing our very first live mastermind next Tuesday. Then join us. Go to Medicare Marketing Pack .online. We put the link in there. So if we could just drop that link again, David or Oscar, David.marketing pack, or I'm screwing up the URL. I'm botching it.
We'll get it.
It's in there. Anyway, it's David.marketingpack.online. Grab it. You get all the resources that we talked about. So Lewis, we got some people asking questions, man. Let's go through and answer some of those.
So I would tell you, if you want to use just the webinar, but you want to record yourself, I have the talking points for every slide. Okay, number one, if you're afraid to get in the camera and you don't record yourself, that's where Oscar has created the entire video for you. I think there's 4 of them, right, Oscar?
Yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah. So you can use the templated one that Luis has ready to go. You don't have to do anything. Or if you're like, man, I want to personalize this thing, I want to put myself on it. We'll provide you with the script so that you can just do the voiceover onto the webinar show. And then the third piece of this is the AI webinar. So we've created a series of AI talking heads, and you'll be able to choose from those talking heads and choose the one you want. If you don't want to record it yourself, but you want to kind of brand it a little bit and you want to have something original, then we've provided that for you. Those are rolling out in the next couple of weeks. We've been really developing that stuff, and that's going to be really, really good. Let's see, what else? What other questions do you guys have here? Let's see. What other expenses would you need to spend to get everything up and running monthly? Good question. I think we can kind of tackle that one real quick. So, if you get into the Medicare marketing pack that we have, it's a one-time fee, and guys, it includes agent CRM and click to launch ads for 30 days. So you have that ready to go. After that, your ongoing costs are really just your CRM, which you should have anyway. If you're going to be in this business, it's so key to have a CRM set up and running. You're going to have your ad costs, right? How much are you going to pay Facebook to run your ads? And that can be a budget as little as $300 to $500 a week. Top performing agents, once you get there and you really want to scale to some volume, you do it little by little. And that happens as deals are coming in, right? As you guys are writing business, you see it, you see that it's working. It's time to fuel the fire and continue scaling your ads. So you would have your ads cost. The actual marketing pack, it's just a one-time fee. There are no other additional fees or anything like that. We will continue to update creatives for the members every single month at no additional cost. Alex, what other fees are there aside from that?
I mean, as far as agent CRM goes, agent CRM costs $97 a month. Other than that, the only other fees would be running your ads. So we talked about budgets for that. So, whatever your marketing budget is, some of you are just getting started. So you're like, I don't want to spend a ton. The great news about ads is you get to set your own budget. So there is no like hidden cost of ads. You set the budget for the ads. So the marketing pack, one-time fee of $997. Your CRM, agent CRM, $97 a month. And then after that, then you get to determine your ads. So, for someone who's got a large team like Lewis and is very successful, he'll be spending a lot more on ads than you need to, but he also has a team that can help follow up. For a brand new agent, you can start low and then build up once you start seeing success.
Hey, Oscar, sorry, Alex, help me out with this. If they already they're an affiliate with mine, they're getting all the updated workflows. What are we doing? Do we have a plan of action on the Medicare marketing pack yet? I haven't. I have a
so all the yeah. So the workflows that Lewis and his team have been working on building out and making modifications to, those are all going to be available for you. And so we have just a bunch of really cool stuff. Lewis and his team have been working behind the scenes to make updates to his workflows for this season. So you're going to get access to all that. So and the cool part is that with these regular meetings that we do every month, we're going to be going over, what's working inside of Agent CRM, what's working for online marketing, what are we seeing, and in those mastermind meetings, you're not just going to learn from Oscar, myself, and Lewis. You're actually going to learn from the other agents in the room, because we want the people that come into that mastermind, we want it to be like a mastermind, not just listen to Alex and Oscar and Lewis talk. We want other agents to come in and share, hey, this is what I'm doing. These are some things that I've been experimenting with that have worked really well. So it's going to be a really powerful marketing mastermind. I've been blessed to be a part of some really cool masterminds in the past, and I'm still a part of some groups of folks where we just get together and talk and say what's working and the ideas that we get from that. It's an incredible, valuable time, and we're going to be recreating that. We're going to be creating that specifically for Medicare agents that are doing their own marketing. So, but to get in, all you got to do is get the Medicare marketing pack. So you get to join us monthly for these mastermind meetings, and all you have to do is pay the $9.97 Medicare marketing pack fee, and that's just one of the things that you get when you join the Medicare marketing pack. So, one of the things that Oscar has created, we talked about creatives, we talked about ads. Oscar has created, is it a dozen ads, Oscar, that they can choose from and just click to launch them right away?
Yeah, I think there's actually a little bit more. And from our last week call, I mentioned, hey, I'm going to load up some more because we're getting so many people entering the program and seeing how well it's going to be and how well it's going to do, that I ordered another like 5 or 6 videos be made specifically for the customers of the marketing pack. So my goal, guys, is that by the time AEP rolls around, I want everyone to have 20, 30 creatives in there that they can choose from, whether they're images, whether they're videos. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be including more and more creatives in there that it's going to give you guys variety. Because I said it in the beginning, one of the key things now more than ever in lead generation is variety of creative. Long are the days where you can just slap an image or a video and let that run, and that's going to perform well day in and day out. Those days are gone, guys. There's too much competition. There's too much people out there trying to do this. So how do you set yourself up to be above that? Well, you have good creatives that are well produced, well done, and a good variety of them that deliver the message that you're looking for. They get to your audience and they get people to click to give you the information so that you can have an opportunity to do it. So my goal, we're by the time AEP comes around, guys, 20 to 30 creatives in there for everybody to choose from.
So great question. Is this a virtual selling process? And the answer is no, it's a virtual way to get people. So you have an ad, they like what you're talking about, they click on it, they click on the call to action, the little button there that says learn more, and then they give you their information, and then you follow the marketing rules. If they call you, then you do your job. Okay. Otherwise, you get their contact information, you give them a call back, and you set your appointment. So remember, you still got to follow the marketing rules, guys. So what you'll do in this scenario is you will now collect an SOA. If they call you, you do everything on a one-time close. You can knock it out right there, but you do your job. Hey, thank you, Betty, for giving me a call. So let's get right into it. So we're talking about Medicare insurance, and you do your job of doing Medicare. Hey, let me do a discovery. Let me get my intake, all your intake information. Let me find out what you want. You do your Medicare 101 with them, and then you find out if they want to go option 1 or option 2. You do your job. You collect doctors and meds, and you find a plan, and you do your deal. Now, other than that, if they don't fill out, if it's not an inbound call, guys, then at that point, we're in the 48-hour rule scenario. Okay, you still, them filling this out does not get rid of the 48 hours unless they call you. So we want to be very, very compliant with this. We don't want you guys to get in trouble. So at that point, an appointment is booked. But here's the good thing, and I think we have this workflow. Okay, the Lightbook just, thing, when they book that appointment, they're signing an SOA. If they don't call you, they are signing an SOA, and the appointment is being booked 48 hours from that day. It does not let them book an early appointment with you. So they go on here. So today it's 9/5 at 4:20 Central. So when they go to your calendar, your next available appointment for them is going to be 9/7, September the 7th at 4:22 and on further. So now you've completely got a scope, and it's 48 hours when it's booked. Then, you have your appointment booked. the Medicare marketing pack, the webinar in the box will text them, let them know when the appointment is set up. It'll send reminders. And then when it's that time, you do your job. Now, remember, when you're selling Medicare and you do it over the phone, you've satisfied one part of the compliance, which is the 48 hours. You still have to record your confirmation if it's not face-to-face. So at that point now, you're using whatever tool you want. Agent CRM has the recording of the phone call. If you're using Sunfire or Medicare, you're using Connecture or some other enrollment platform, they will have the ability to for you to call within the CRM and within their platform and record. You can do Zooms with them. I do Zooms with all my seniors when I'm not in face-to-face. Whatever tool you want to use. But now at this point, you must record. You must get that disclaimer done in the first minute, and then you do your job. So I think, Kenneth, you were the one that asked me about that. Hope that answers your question. If not, man, hit me right back up and I'll respond.
Yeah, and I just for all the new people, right? That's just something really, really important, guys, that is going to give you the ability to automatically take out all these other steps, right? So think about that person going into the webinar, sitting through the webinar, first off, right? Like, so somebody's going to sit through and watch that content. Well, the longer they sit through it, the more engaged they are, right? And the more likely that they are to provide you the information, book a call. Now we took it a step further and it's like, okay, are you interested in speaking to somebody about this? Great. Let's book a call for you right now, automatically, right? They're going to go in. And as they're booking that call, they're also filling out and completing your scope of appointment. And like Lewis said, we now they can set that call, but it's 48 hours ahead. So we have filled all compliancy. We are completely ready to go. You don't have to get on the phone with somebody that might be interested and then say, hey, sorry, I got to call you back in 2 days. No, you get on the phone with that appointment right then and there. 48 hours has passed. Scope of appointment is signed. It's time to get into selling that person the best plan for them. That's it. And this is a huge, huge thing, guys, that a lot of agents aren't doing, a lot of people are not doing. And this is going to, again, make you more efficient. That's using technology to alleviate steps for you. Just keeping it so it's like, how do I just sell? I just want to speak to people. I want to get on the phones and be able to convert people. This is how you do it, guys.
Man, very, very cool. David, we seen any questions pop up on here? Let's see. What is your, okay, Doug, good question. What is your percent of face-to-face? All right. So with the Facebook marketing pack, Medicare marketing pack, it's all going to be virtual, guys, because you're going to be picking up people from wherever your target audience is. Now, I have an office. We're sitting in it right now. Okay. I am probably a 90% face-to-face agent. My people are used to coming to me. It's just the way I operate. I put a lot of windshield time back in the days, and I don't like to drive anymore. I'm a little more seasoned, and I just don't feel like it. But you guys that are trying to build an agency, you got to do what you got to do. Windshield time. You get out there, you drive to see them if they're local. If not, you're going to be doing all virtual appointments. And guys, don't be afraid of virtual. You don't have to do anything different in the virtual appointment or the recorded appointment compared to the face-to-face appointment. Okay, there is no difference other than that little disclaimer that you have to read off immediately. Other than that, you do your normal job. Okay, so don't be afraid of doing business with these seniors over the phone using Zoom. You got to remember, guys, a couple years ago, the whole world went virtual when COVID hit. These seniors that were not Zoom savvy, I got tongue tied there. Zoom savvy. Now they are very Zoom savvy. Okay, so they know what to do. Okay, it's a link that you're going to send them, and they open the link, and it's automatic. It's not that hard. So don't think that you have to put an elaborate sales process. It's just what you normally do face to face.
And I will add that Oh, I was just going to say the last thing is also like, look, if an agent is out there and they're like, no, this is, I want to go see these people. It's face to face. This is my thing. Then you're going to run the ads locally, right? You're going to run your campaigns locally. I really think that the numbers, the way to gain traction, the way to build your agency is exactly what Luis is saying. Go virtual, because it's going to avoid that driving time and all these things. Ultimately, though, if some of you are out there and it's like, well, I this is what I do, this is what I want to do, then your campaign can be targeted to a local audience, right? And you can have people watch the webinar, fill out the information, and then you go see them at their home on the appointment scheduled with you. So you can take that same approach, and it's a hybrid, right? Because you use the virtual webinar, you don't have to do it, any other way. And then once that appointment comes in, you can go visit that client.
Very cool, guys. All right, questions, ask away. Had just a crazy thought. David, maybe we should do this. AEP 2025. A couple of reminders, guys, it almost happened to me. Make sure you're certified. Go to AHIP and make sure you knock that out. Okay. I didn't miss AHIP, but I missed one carrier certification barely by a day, and I could have lost all of my renewals with them. And it wasn't very much. It was one of my smaller carriers. But make sure that you're certifying, get your AHIP done. Remember that you must certify with every carrier that you're appointed with. Okay. And if you don't plan to sell one, well, then don't worry about it. But anybody that you're planning on receiving new business commissions or renewal commissions, you must carrier certify. And then here's what I would do. I am going to share this link. I had to make this for myself. Okay. I'm putting it on here. Okay. On the chat for you guys. Okay. What I did and how I almost screwed up was I had a sticky note and I had a note there with all my carriers and check marks. Well, it fell along with all my other sticky notes. And I forgot to do the very last carrier certification. So it could have cost me about 15K in renewals. Not a huge, but still 15K is 15K. Caught it at the last minute. But I just shared this sheet with you guys. Okay, if you open this thing up, like I'm going to open it up here and share with you guys. It's just a very simple little Google spreadsheet that I put together for you. And I have it open now here. So you will list your carriers here on the left-hand side. Put down on here when you completed your carrier certification. Then put down when you received your ready to sell email from the carrier. Okay, just because you did it doesn't mean squat. Make sure that you get that ready to sell, save it in a folder. And then here's my final check because, man, I love my renewals and I don't want to do anything to put them at risk. So I will call the company just one more time. I will call the carrier on their broker support line and like, hey, can you just make sure I'm good to go? I'm a little worried. And they will go on there and they're like, oh, you're ready to go. What is your name, by the way? And then what I'll do here on column D, I will put the name of the person that I talked to. Okay. I triple check this thing because my renewals are huge. Okay. Over 1,000 MAPD clients, and I don't want to risk losing a carrier appointment. So make sure you get that done, guys. Other than that, as far as AHIP, I will tell you, if you haven't done it, do it today. Okay. I'm going to post on here. I'm going to get you a link to the AHIP discount code. I'm going to post the discount code. This code is going to get the price down from $175 to $125. Okay, get it done, guys. It will literally take you. Well, I will tell you this. You've got to respect the course. Don't think you're just going to click, and go to the test and pass. The questions are specific and they're tricky. All right. Here's my AHIP testing tip of the day. Make sure that you print out the quiz questions that you get as you're going through the modules. Print them out, copy and paste them, make a Google Sheet or a spreadsheet, PDF, whatever it takes. Save them because a lot of questions will come from there. The second, and I don't think I should be telling you this, but why not? Okay. The second thing you can do is you can go to Quizlet. and go research your questions and answers. Okay. You didn't hear it from me. Okay. But I'm going to be sharing that, that discount code. And guys, any final questions? We're here. Take advantage of it. Let us know what your thoughts are or your questions are.
Going once, going twice. Don't get Louis started on ACA.
I'll get all
Yeah,
over ACA
man.
with you.
Oh,
Wrap this
man.
bad boy up.
What?
We better start fire him up again, man.
Well,
I'm starting.
we'll be here for another hour. Let's do it.
Man, I love ACA. Okay, I'm posting.
By the way, ACA is coming. Just to answer the question, we are rolling out ACA in the next couple of weeks.
Don't worry,
We needed to
guys.
roll out Medicare.
We have another live webinar coming, so please don't worry. It will be here before you know it. Yeah, go ahead and stop sharing that. Thanks. So yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. So guys, thank you so much for being here this hour and a half. Marketing, Medicare, AEP, what's working now. Hope you got some value out of it. All of the links are in the chat. So you guys are interested in any of these products, check it out. You will be able to see the recording if you're watching this live. We're going to blast it out probably by this weekend. We'll send it to you a couple times. Don't worry about it. Other than that, yeah, we appreciate you. Luis, thank you very much.
I enjoyed it.
Oscar, Alex, thanks for your time, guys, and we'll see you around. Take care.
Hey, that water looks great, dude. I want to go. Send me the invite. I'll show up. We'll really make your wife mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. She is fuming, guys.
Later, man.
Bye.
Later.